Starfield is one of the most anticipated games of next year, and we cannot wait to get our hands on it. Despite many saying the gameplay trailer looked lackluster, we know that this game is going to be good. However, it's going to take a while for it to release, and fans want to play something similar, so stay tuned to today's video as we discuss 7 games that should hold you over until Starfield releases. Number 7, Doom 2016. If you love Bethesda's immersive and sprawling RPGs, then the reboot of Doom from 2016 is such a good title for you. This is arguably one of the best games Bethesda's ever released and sits at the top of the list. Doom 2016 is of course a reboot of the classic FPS series, but brought to a whole new level. You run around fueled by righteousness and rage, killing aliens with your powerful shotgun and many other weapons. Whilst this game is completely different to Starfield in its combat, the deep writing and soundtrack might be a great way to enter yourself into the mindset of Starfield before it launches. Both of these games are going to be well written and well directed, so it might be nice to play a really good game before entering Starfield next year. Number 6, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Skyrim's one of the best video games of all time and should be perfect for you to get into the mindset of Starfield. Elder Scrolls Skyrim takes place in a fantasy world rather than the sci-fi one that Starfield takes place in, however is the closest thing we're going to get to Starfield as it's Bethesda's best game. Both of these games are in the same engine and might have very similar combat systems, as Starfield isn't changing what works. There is a heavy emphasis on exploration and customization in both games, as Starfield and Skyrim have the same pitch, just with swords and sorcery rather than spaceships. You can even create your own character and set off on this massive world, doing whatever you want as the story progresses. From what we can tell, Starfield is going to be very similar to this, so Skyrim would be perfect for training before you get into Starfield. Number 5, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. While we don't know exactly how Starfield will play, if we're lucky, it will be something like Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This action RPG series from veteran developer BioWare first charmed gamers back in 2007 with its ambitious story, open-ended exploration, rich characters, and entertaining third-person shooter gameplay. You customize a space marine called Commander Shepard, who must lead his, or her, team of experts on a mission to stop the extragalactic Reapers from wiping out all intelligent life in the galaxy. The Legendary Edition collects the first 3 games and almost all of their DLC, complete with a graphical overhaul and some gameplay improvements. Number 4, The Outer Worlds. From just its description alone, The Outer Worlds sounds exactly like what people want from Starfield. It's an open world, first-person RPG where you create your own character and set off into the Halcyon system, where you can explore 3 varied planets and take on multiple quests at almost any time in any order you choose. The game is completely open-ended and gives you a multitude of choices throughout your adventure. These come in the form of how you build your character and how you advance the story throughout the game. You can also recruit a variety of different party members that each leads different skills to your cause. Sadly, The Outer Worlds isn't as big of a game as Starfield, as the scope is completely different. However, you might get the gameplay feeling that you've been wanting from Starfield ever since its announcements. The Outer Worlds is a phenomenal game and should hold you over for a little while whilst you think about Starfield. Number 3, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. This is a game many wouldn't have considered for this list at all, but when we go more in depth, it does make a lot of sense. The Ratchet & Clank series is a childhood favorite for many PlayStation fans, but won't be something many hardcore Xbox players will ever have played. However, if you do have a PlayStation 5, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart might be one of the placeholder games for Starfield. This is the latest release in the Ratchet & Clank series and isn't really anything like Starfield on the surface. It might not be a high-minded exploration RPG, but it does check some of the boxes that Starfield provides. You can explore a bunch of different planets ranging in size with open-ended levels, upgrading and collecting new weapons and gear as you go. This part of the game is going to be pretty similar to Starfield. Entering the Ratchet & Clank series might open you up to its previous adventures. If you've never played Ratchet & Clank games, Rift Apart is the best place to start. This is kicking off a brand new arc in the series and is the perfect place to begin before you step back into the franchise. Whilst you might not understand many of the ongoing jokes in the game, it does give you a perfect starting point before delving back into the catalog of Ratchet & Clank games. Number 2, Destiny. Destiny is a game that many would have expected on this list, as it is currently the most popular space sci-fi game on the market right now. This franchise is still going strong despite many years of the game slowly falling apart under Activision. However, since Bungie left Activision and were purchased by Sony, the Destiny franchise has been going strong. This definitely isn't a game you'd pick up and play for a few hours, as it's an MMORPG hybrid. This game has been going on since 2014 with the release of Destiny. Basically, each year we have the new expansions and even a brand new game with Destiny 2. The franchise is just getting bigger and bigger as each year a brand new gameplay expansion is released. This year we had Destiny 2 The Witch Queen, and next year we will have Destiny 2 Lightfall. This is setting up the next big event in the Destiny world, and it's just getting started. Bungie announced that Destiny 3 isn't in production, as Destiny 2 is still being worked on and upgraded for years to come. You can treat Destiny like something similar to Final Fantasy 13, where the game will just be updated and updated for years to come. In the game, you play as a customized character where you loot guns and upgrade them. You can travel from planet to planet doing different missions at your own pace, but there is also a story to guide you along the way. Whilst the gameplay might be very different to something like Starfield, it should get you in the mood for a massive open-ended experience for years to come. It has already been announced Starfield is going to be massive and will be updated for years. Right now might be the perfect opportunity to get into Destiny as well, as most of the expansions are currently free on the Epic Game Store for this month. Number 1, No Man's Sky. The final game on this list is No Man's Sky, a game that many gamers will know about. Whilst No Man's Sky might have started out as a terrible gaming experience, over the last few years, Hello Games have improved it to such a good standard. Nowadays, No Man's Sky is hailed as one of the best space-based games of all time and is still regularly updated. This is one of the games that Starfield has been compared to, as it looks like Bethesda have copied a lot of what makes No Man's Sky good. We aren't going into the discourse around No Man's Sky versus Starfield, as we think that No Man's Sky is the perfect game to get you in the mood for Starfield. They are also going to be very similar, so getting deep into what makes No Man's Sky good should prepare you for what Starfield will provide. You go around planets in your own crafted spaceship looking for resources and animals on your quests to the center of the universe. Obviously, the story and purpose is going to be much different in Starfield, but the gameplay loop might be pretty similar aside from combat. No Man's Sky does have a little bit of combat, but Starfield is going to be entirely based around it. We believe that No Man's Sky should get you in the mood for Starfield and is the best place to start to get into that spacefaring mood. And that's our list of 7 games to play while waiting for Starfield's release. Please let us know in the comment section below if you agree with our 7 choices or if there should be any other games you wanted us to include. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It'd be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with notifications bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!